Hello, America. Welcome to another presentation of Under the Macroscope. Today, I want us to take a realistic look at the problem of violent crime in America. Maybe it's just me, but I believe I missed something during the discussion with elected officials about curtailing violent crime in American cities. I heard plans for more interaction and dialogue between community leaders and officials and law enforcement. That's good. What I missed was the discussion on demanding more involvement on the part of parents in terms of their responsibility for raising their children. The Holy Scriptures teach us to train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. That's Proverbs 22:6. Also, he that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. That's Proverbs 13:24. These are commandments given to parents, elected officials, law enforcement, including the courts, social services, and other community agencies, cannot be held responsible for raising our children. The suggestion that these groups take the quote lead in what must be done is ridiculous, to say the least. I believe that I heard someone say that we need to focus on areas where the majority of violent crimes take place. I suppose that spousal abuse, pedophilia, and incest, etc., are not considered violent crimes, since in most cases, no one dies, at least not physically. There are two extremes involved here. There is the child who is born into extreme poverty, which is no excuse for pursuing a career in thugology. The other extreme is the child who is born into untold wealth with, quote, everything that one could ever desire, which is no excuse for arrogant disregard for authority. The impoverished child, in many cases, is trying to cope with parents, usually a single mother, who has never been married, who just doesn't have time for children because of the demands of supporting a family of 3 to 6 children, or a drug habit, or both. In some cases, maybe, just maybe, only 2 of those 6 children may have the same father, who may already be married to another woman. The wealthy child is trying to cope with parents who only, quote, love themselves and their social status, and who really can't fit children into their busy schedules. Both of these children are prime candidates for a life of crime. The impoverished child is destined to commit violent crimes that often end in the loss of life, many times his own, before he reaches the age of 20. If he survives, he will spend a major portion of his life behind bars. The wealthy child is also destined to commit violent crimes that often end in the loss of life, in many cases his own, before the age of 20. If he survives, his parents will hire a slick attorney who will plead the child's misfortune of being born to wealthy parents who just didn't have time to get involved in their child's life. Therefore, this child should not go to prison, even though he is responsible for the death of another person. More often than not, the wealthy child will not get to go to prison because his parents, quote, know people. If we're going to deal realistically with violent crime in our cities, let's place the first responsibility where it really belongs, with parents. We must all work together to develop desperately needed solutions by parents, and our parents are responsible first. There is no law except God's law. that requires parents to fully engage in the development of their children's lives. However, we can enact laws that severely punish those parents who don't. Just another Mackian observation. Thanks for listening. Let me hear from you. Go to our website, MackianObservations.com, and read our mission statement. You may also go to our excerpts page and view previous notes, as well as make a donation to of your choosing. Thank you for your support. See you next time. Follow me on Facebook at Under the Macroscope. And remember, under the macroscope, we take a closer look.